To make adjustments all season long due to injuries, as head coach Jeff Traylor told us earlier this season, has been rewarding and frustrating at this time. But among the injuries, Brendan Brady, the starting running back for the Roadrunners, who went down in the 34-31 comeback victory against UTEP this past weekend. As a result, Traylor has named Kavorian Barnes as his starting running back in this Friday's Conference USA Championship game against North Texas. Brady has played in all 12 games this season with almost 700 yards rushing, 9 touchdowns. Now the redshirt freshman, who has 538 yards and 5 TDs, will be the number one back against the Mean Green.
Do what I can do, you know. Brendan Brady, he really put it on the platter for me, you know. I'm going to miss him, you know. I really hate he's not going to be able to play, but it's time for the next man to step up, and so I feel like I'm the next man, and then we got other running backs in the room that's going to be ready to step up as well. So I feel like us in the running back room will be perfectly fine. It's just the standard is the standard, and there's no gray area in that.
All right, following practice today, head coach Jeff Traylor continued his appeal to have the city, to have 50,000 or more fans in the stands for Friday night's game.
Morale of the troops right now are huge. It's been a long year. It's been a tough year. And all that stuff really matters. Or I wouldn't be basically begging our crowd to try to hit 50. I really think we could hit 50.
The UTSA attendance record in the Alamo Dome is 56,743 in the Roadrunners' first ever game in September of 2011. While the UTSA Roadrunners are playing for the Conference USA Championship this Friday, the University of the Incarnate Word Cardinals kick off the SES playoffs as a 7-seeded team when they host 10-2 Furman after the Paladins defeated Elon 31-6, while the back-to-back Southland Conference champions enjoyed a bye week. Quarterback Lindsey Scott Jr. will lead one of the highest scoring offenses in the nation after throwing 50 touchdown passes in the regular season. How does he maintain his focus knowing he's getting national attention?
Being an older guy, I've seen a lot of football. I've seen a lot of other guys, when I was young, handle success and handle it the right way. I've learned from those guys. I go through every week. My motto is that every week's the same. No matter if you're playing great or playing terribly, you're blessed with another opportunity to play football.
Our guys are going to be fired up. That's what I told them. Our guys are going to be fired up. We know that. It's going to come down to the little details, right? The discipline aspect. Who can control their emotions better.
Kickoff at Galen Tom Benson Stadium on Saturday is set for 1 p.m. The big game and a big game playoff coverage this Friday night will feature a battle of the unbeatens between two 13-0 teams in the Class 4A Division I state quarterfinals. For the first time in school history, the Greyhounds are 13-0 following their 51-0 victory over Port Lavaca Calhoun last week. That's after Cal Allen eliminated Somerset 31-17, but the Greyhounds behind quarterback Jackson Bays are averaging over 46.5 points a game in the postseason while giving up just over 11. And get this, Bays has 42 touchdowns to his credit with over 2,760 yards in the air and just 4 interceptions.
There's a lot of momentum coming off of that. That was a great win, 51-0. I feel really confident going into this week, and we know we can beat them, and we're just trying to be 1-0.
It's awesome seeing everybody do their job and being bought into the team, and we just want to keep advancing and take it week by week, no matter who the opponent is. They're a good team. They're undefeated as well, and we've been looking forward to this matchup all season. I just can't wait to play them.
All right, the Greyhounds host Cal Allen Friday night in Alamo Stadium. The kickoff set for 7:30. The Texas Longhorns have lost one of their quarterbacks, Hudson Card, to the transfer portal. We'll get into that a little bit more in detail tonight on the Night Beat.
Interesting. All right, thank you, Greg.
Our KSAT Q&A with Mayor Ron Nirenberg is up next. Time now for our KSAT Q&A. We are joined most Tuesdays by San Antonio Mayor Ron Nirenberg, who is with us yet again this evening. Mayor, thanks for your time as always. Let's start with a vote that's coming up on the replacement for District 10 Councilman Clayton Perry. He is on sabbatical after that DWI charge, hit and run crash. 18 people have applied to be his temporary replacement. Let's talk about what comes next. How does the council make a decision on those?
Sure, and that number is now 17. We had one applicant withdraw his application. We were notified today. So 17 applications as of now, and those applications are closed. On Wednesday, tomorrow, the City Council will deliberate in executive session just on the paper candidates, looking at their applications, and settle on possibly three, up to 3 finalists to bring back for interviews in person, in public, on Thursday morning. At that point, we will deliberate and come up with our finalist, our single appointed member, and we will take a vote, decide on that in public. And I anticipate that the temporary appointment for D10 will be in his or her seat on Thursday.
I want to move to the St. Mary's Strip right now. We talked extensively about it last week, but do you feel better about where the situation is today compared to where it was last Tuesday when we talked? And is a lot of the blame for what is happening out there lie at the feet of the contractor? I know there have been a couple different contractors out there.
Well, so number one, I think our frustration has not waned. It is a frustrating situation, to say the least, and the businesses that are impacted, that area has been impacted by far more than just construction, but construction is the latest pile on to the impacts. The situation is improving day by day. The contractor has been working to accelerate that project. We know that paving will begin this week. We have commitments on that. So the end is drawing closer, and the anticipated project completion date is in March of this coming of 2023. So the end is near in terms of the construction phase of this project, and that's good news. But that doesn't take away the fact that there has been lots of delays, there has been some soil issues and a lot of other challenges that frankly have been burdening the community there, and that doesn't change the fact that there has been frustration as a result. We want this thing to move along as quickly as possible, and I'm hopeful that it will continue to do, it will start to do that, beginning with the paving process this week.
Am I correct that there was an initial contractor that just didn't work out, that wasn't meeting the demands, and they had to go to another contractor?
I'm not familiar with that part of it, but I will tell you that there were some challenges with regard to soil, and there was also some faulty installation. But we have had conversations with the contractor to move things along, to send extra crews, to work extra days. They are doing that. Obviously, the weather sometimes gets in the way, but frankly, this project's been sitting for a long time, so we need that project done as quickly as possible. We are holding to that March deadline, and again, paving to start now. But all that history is not erased by moving quickly. We just want to get this project done.
Right.
Yeah, and for a lot of people who may not be really familiar with that area, it's not just a mess. It's not just a headache for traffic. We've had some bar owners tell us they've made $11 in a night, and they're blaming the lack of access to their businesses for that. I'm curious if it's a situation where a contractor doesn't seem to be moving in a way that the city wants. Does the city have any tools at its disposal to take some sort of action against a contractor?
Yeah, there are always clauses within contracts to cure problems that are caused by delays that are not due to any unforeseen circumstances. So in that case, I do expect our Public Works Department, our city management to take advantage of those clauses. As I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, I think that we've been working to really push this contractor now to get this project completed. And as of today, and I just spoke with the city manager, we're expecting paving to begin. So when there are issues that are not caused by any unforeseen circumstances that are the fault of the contractor, you can rest assured that we are making use of those clauses to protect the public and to make sure that we're protecting the public's money.
Let's move now to some big news for the city of San Antonio. A big grant, $25.5 million from the CDC coming to San Antonio. Tell us what that's for.
Sure. Well, that was a big dose of good news that we got late this afternoon, and that is that the HHS, the federal government, through the bipartisan infrastructure law, has granted San Antonio $25.5 million to implement our SA Forward 5-year strategic public health plan. That's going to go into various initiatives that are part of that strategic plan adopted by council, from mental health to healthcare access to work that we're doing to prevent domestic violence. So we have a very strong Metro Health Department. I think a lot of our community got very familiar with them during the course of the last few years. They do a lot more than just infectious disease prevention and dealing with vaccinations and things like that. It goes into the heart of prevention and improving public health metrics across the board. And that's what our 5-year plan is all about. And very glad to see that fully funded now in part because of that $25.5 million grant from the federal government.
All right, before we let you go, I know you're a huge sports fan. Coach Jeff Traylor at UTSA and the football team, they're playing for a back-to-back championship on Friday night. He wants to see more than 50,000 people inside the dome. I know you echo that call, but I want to talk about from a business standpoint. What kind of signal does it send to other cities, to other sports entities, teams, people that are out there, if that happens on Friday night?
So I don't think you can underestimate the impact of a major and successful Division I athletic program, and certainly the top tier of those sports in terms of visibility is football. UTSA Roadrunner football has been giving that to us for the last couple of years. It's national television. It's more eyes on our program, and what that's going to do is help build more success. And let me tell you, it's not just economic development. It's also recruits. We want to have the best players play for the UTSA Roadrunners, continuing just the tradition that's already been started with the players that we've got now. They're going to be looking at the kind of turnout that we have in the stadium and the fact that we have opposing players and coaches complaining about the noise that's generated from all of our fans cheering. I think this is a big deal. We should pack the dome and get as many people in there watching another championship run hosted at home for San Antonio. And I think we're one of only 4 programs nationally that have hosted now 2 years in a row their championship game. So great run by the UTSA Roadrunners, and we need to show them our love this weekend.
Yeah, you can go to the Dome on Friday and then Saturday go catch the UIW Cardinals in their first playoff game. So, great local sports
big shout out to the Trinity Tiger football team that ended their playoff run, but they had an incredible year as well, and much success to all 3 of those programs. They're doing our city proud.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mayor Ron Nirenberg.
We'll see you next time.
Thanks, y'all.
We'll be right back.
I want to take you back to that breaking news we had off the top of the show. This is 410 and Wurzbach. It's a westbound lanes between Wurzbach and Nacogdoches exits, and it is actually on Loop 410. You can see there they have some flares that are set up. San Antonio Police Department on the scene, and not only is it affecting 410, it's also affecting obviously the access road. It is very backed up. Happy to say though, the eastbound lanes of 410 seem to be moving smoothly. They were backed up for a little while, but it looks like at least 2, maybe 3 lanes blocked there. Yeah, traffic certainly still backed up as it was earlier, but now they've got a little bit more of a setup going with those lanes blocked off. But something to keep in mind, 410, the westbound lanes at Nacogdoches there where the accident is. Yeah, from blinking lights we don't like to see to some lights we do like to see. Let's go to Windcrest right now where our Adam Caskey is standing by, getting ready to take part in the magic that is Windcrest at Christmas time.
The City of Lights. I bring you the pleasant lights, not the emergency lights, the lights we all love to see this time of year on our television screen and in person. Fiesta de Navidad, and this is one of my favorite decorations, of course handmade, the Christmas Cascarón. Oh gosh, this is just 2 of the best events mashed together here in Windcrest this year as the theme. And if you think this house is elaborate, just to go 2 doors down, and we're going to take a closer look at some of the details with this spectacle coming up in a bit. Oh, by the way, cold front. Everything changes later tonight. Get you ready for it in just a bit.
Sure, he's going to talk about the forecast, but he also has a very big job to do. Adam Caskey out in Windcrest, perhaps one of the most festive streets in San Antonio, it looks like, and you have to judge all of this.
Man, that's always the tough part, is judging this. And this is Moorside Drive, and really, this is one of the cul-de-sacs and streets that has really pulled together over the years, and it takes every resident to pull this spectacle off, and they've done a good job. And it's been fun to see, them really rise up through the ranks and really grow over the years, and they're really hitting it hard. One thing I like to point out is how so much of what you see here in Windcrest is handmade. It's traditional. It's made by the residents, made by the homeowners, and we're gonna take a look at some of that here in just 1 second. Let's chat weather though. We do have a strong cold front headed our way. We made it to 81 today, so you're thinking cold front, what cold front? Well, just wait until you see the Texas temperatures. Right now, we're in the mid-70s at 76 degrees officially at the airport. Dew point is 61, so feel that mugginess in the air. You probably noticed that first thing this morning. look at the Texas temperatures. Go up to the Panhandle. Whoop. Hey, howdy. 30 degrees in Amarillo right now. And that cooler air is pushing southward, and it's going to clip us. The core of the cold air isn't going to settle in, but we're going to have some big noticeable changes. Overnight tonight, headline number 1, cold front hits while we're sleeping. Tomorrow, sunny, but windy and much cooler. I mean, a good 20 degree temperature drop afternoon to afternoon. And then on Thursday, temperatures drop even more with low clouds in place. So let's get the big picture, the big setup. The real moisture with this system, unfortunately, not headed our way. That's all off to the east of us and even far to the north. This is a dry frontal boundary, but severe weather threat big time this evening and tonight. That's in parts of the southeastern U.S. I mean, even Louisiana into Mississippi and Alabama, their rain's going to be coming at a cost. Look at the temperatures behind this front. We're talking teens and now down into the single digits, but that's just the core of the cold air. That core of the cold air is going to stay bottled up to the north. We're just going to get clipped by this colder air mass. So here's our future cast. Later on tonight, midnight, still 60 degrees. Temperature will meet the dew point briefly for a little bit. Maybe a brief area of fog very quickly this evening and early tonight. But then the cold front hits overnight. Tomorrow morning, jacket weather. We'll be down in the mid 40s, 45 degrees to start the day in San Antonio. By the afternoon, it's going to warm up, but it's going to be windy. Get ready for the gusty winds. I mean, we'll be near 60 degrees, but winds gusting up to about 30, 35 miles per hour from late tonight through most of the day tomorrow. So prepare for that. 7 a.m. 44, noon 56. Then by the afternoon, we're at 60 degrees. Thursday, low clouds, even cooler as a result, in the low 50s. We're talking 52 for the warmest temperature of the day for the high. And mornings, by the way, will stay in the 40s. Now, we do warm up a little bit as we get into Friday and the weekend. Friday 60s, weekend temperatures near 70. And more fog and drizzle on Friday. We're going to have some periodic dampness, but no good, real, appreciable rain chances in the forecast, unfortunately. Okay, here we are. This is the Sardelli family. And you will notice the signs here saying handcrafted by Sardelli, and that's such a common theme with the handcrafted decorations. And remember, as you look at this, you got the mariachis here with the music, the piñata above them. It's Fiesta de Navidad is the theme this year. And the lovely star, which is very well illuminated, has that fiesta theme to it. Even the roof of their house has a big sombrero that's been illuminated and outlined in lights. So we're talking from the ground up. The ground up, we have all these little details. And then you keep coming down the line, you notice the mariachi music, but then also with the kids, handmade, hitting the little piñata here illuminated with that arch. And not just Christmas colors illuminated it, but the flashing pastels illuminating it. And you can probably hear the little speaker with the giggling kids, the little soundtrack there. And then you come down the line, and then you've got your nativity scene right here. So it's a little of everything. You have your traditional, you have your theme, and the handmade decorations. And this is up and down the street and the cul-de-sac here. We're gonna be back at 10 o'clock on the night beat. We'll go to a different neighborhood within Windcrest and bring you more beautiful, bright, glowing lights on the night beat. Really quickly, it's that time of year to give. It is my annual big thermometer ornament giveaway starting tomorrow. A giveaway 2 per day. I announce the winners at 5 and 6 p.m. Go to ksat.com/thermometer, and there's a big banner at the top where you can enter to win. You just got to enter your email and stuff, and you're in the system. So 2 per day through Christmas.
Yeah, good job by the Sardellis out there.
Everything's so detailed. Yeah. That's what I love.
Yeah, me too.
It's very thorough and beautiful.
We'll be right back. Keeping with the spirit of giving, the Elf Louise Christmas Project back to full hustle and bustle this year. Volunteers are back in person at the workshop at Port San Antonio. They're sorting and wrapping a mountain of donated toys for families who need some help putting gifts under the tree this year. The pandemic put a crimp on the usual operations. No gathering for wrapping, no in-person Santa deliveries for 2 years, but now they're back. Nicolette Luna says this is also a gift for her and her kids as they all learn to give back again.
Especially around Christmas time, you know, kids are so excited to receive, but it's nice for them to give back and learn.
All of these dolls, games, and toys will be given out to nearly 18,000 local children. As for volunteering, the Elf Louise Project still needs some people to volunteer to help Santa out by making deliveries from December 19th through the 23rd. We'll be right back.
Well, it's not difficult to spot the cold front. It's up there in the panhandle of Texas, 43 degrees in Lubbock right now. Temperatures are going to be falling in San Antonio overnight. We'll wake up in the 40s with windy conditions, gusts up to 30 miles per hour, but sunny tomorrow and 60 degrees. Cooler on Thursday, locked into the cloud cover. Some morning fog and drizzle, not amounting to much on Friday. We'll gradually warm back up into the 60s and 70s over the weekend. So a bit of a temperature roller coaster, guys.
Thank you, Sarah Spivey. Thanks for watching the news at 6.
See you at 10.